Welcome back. I am Van. We are all the LFR family. Shout out to Sugar Shane for pulling up and telling me what I need to do in order to be a better influencer and content creator and live stream host. And I do appreciate that because, you know what I mean? Nobody's above correction. No one. No one's above correction. Let's get it. White Claude says, I am not sure deploying the National Guard will work in Chicago because there's too many Democrats in the opposition than D.C. Trump has more power in D.C. The reason why he's saying that right now is because of my poll. Feel free to answer the poll, guys. 90 people have voted already. And it says what worked in D.C. And it breaks down whether or not it will work in Chicago, so forth and so on. So y'all make sure y'all answer that poll and make sure you hit the like button for the live stream as well before you do. All right. Thank you, Y Claude. I appreciate you, brother. Also, stay blessed, everyone, and you as well, Van. Thank you. You stay blessed as well. I appreciate you. All right, guys, let's go and jump into it. So I ran across this morning on X, and this right here just shows Trump talking about at least 54 people were shot in Chicago over the weekend. 8 people were killed. The last 2 weekends were similar. Chicago is the worst and most dangerous city in the world by far. Pritzker, Governor Pritzker, needs to help badly. He just doesn't know it yet. He needs help badly. He just doesn't know it yet. I will solve the crime problem fast, just like I did in D.C. Chicago will be safe again and soon. Make America great again. All right. So Trump posted this and I was like, yo, are these numbers for real? So I started looking them up, trying to figure out if 50 something people were shot, because you know that I was live streaming yesterday and I was reporting that 30 plus people were shot in Chicago. Well, it was actually 50 something, 54 people that were shot. It was after 54 people that were shot. A couple of different shootings around the city of Chicago. And this is just what happened. Even at a soccer game, a kids game, shots rang out in Chicago. I don't know if y'all have seen this one yet, but make sure you lock in on it because this actually happened, bro. This actually happened. And it's unfortunate because as soon as somebody try to step in and say, you know what, Pritzker, you tried. You know what, Brandon Johnson, you tried. Maybe we should try something else. That's all we're saying. Maybe we should try something else. It turns political very quickly. And this is the type of stuff that I do not respect. I don't respect it. How can I respect it? Nothing good is coming from this. Like what they've done so far, Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson, what they've done so far has not helped. Have they gotten a number from 2,000 killings per month to 600 killings per month? Yeah. And it's going in the right direction, but it's still far more than any place else in the United States. So that's something to consider right there. People are still losing their lives at a high clip in Chicago. Who's going to do something about it? They claim that they already are. They claim that they don't need any help from the outside, but that's not what we're seeing. Don't know if you've seen this right now. I'm going to go ahead and click this. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. And thanks again for pulling up to LFR Family Morning Vantage, episode number 92.
Everybody gotta get down. Everybody gotta get down because they shoot. Everybody down. Look, these kids are running. They shooting. We can't have no fun in Chicago, man. No fun, man. This is terrible. I ought to throw a goddamn flag. Cause this y'all neighborhood.
This might be over with, because I gotta figure this out, man.
All right.
Everybody gotta get down. Everybody gotta get down because they shoot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's extremely unfortunate right there. All right, so they got something going on for the kids out there, trying to make sure that they good, looking out for them per usual. And what happens? I'm gonna tell you what happened. People mess it up for everybody because they want to get out there and start shooting. That's just what they do. Like, we want to get out there and start shooting. So how many people, my question to you guys is, how many people have to be shot before we start considering taking other measures? That's it. Just give me a number. How many people have to be shot? How many people have to be unalived before we take other measures? And I'm sure y'all understand exactly what I'm talking about. So it's nothing but seemingly black people who are being shot and shooting each other in Chicago. But when you look at the protests for people saying that we don't need any National Guard, we don't need any soldiers in our streets, we don't need the unions should stay strong, we need to continue to vote blue and all this other stuff. I want y'all to look at this and tell me exactly what y'all noticed when you watch this. Check this out. What do y'all notice? When you look out there in that crowd, what do you notice? How many of these people live in those areas that are being shot up every day, every weekend? The people that you see on the streets holding up signs saying that we don't need this and we don't need that. We don't need soldiers in the streets. We don't negotiate with fascists. When you see those signs right there and they're being held up by these individuals, what do you notice? I'm going to tell you what I noticed. Yes, Nanny's Take on the World. Shout out to Nanny Take on the World. Hey, Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. They are all white people who don't live in those areas at all. They are not catching strays. Their homes are not catching bullets through the windows. Their cars are not being shot up. They are in areas where they are protected. They are all white liberals. And they are out there saying what they don't need in areas that they don't live in. They are not impacted. They're just jumping on a damn boat. They're jumping on the train of resistance. Like, we need to resist help at all costs. How are you going to tell the people who are being impacted what they shouldn't get? I'll tell you why. It's because they don't mind the shooting. They don't mind it. Because if they did, they would allow help to come through. Any sensible person will allow help to come through. These people are not living in the areas that are being shot up at all. Here's what y'all see when you look at this crowd. Here's what's out there when you look at this crowd. You probably see one or two black people sprinkled in there. One or two. Uh-oh, see? There go this. There's a black lady right there, braids. There's a black lady. We found one. We found one right here. You see her top of her head right there. We found one. Yes. Yes. So the people that are protesting are like, yo, we don't need any help. We're fine. And then you got your goofy ass mayor who jumps out there and just gets in his zone where he wants to give a speech Man, I don't know if y'all have seen this yet, but check this out, man. This is wild.
Are you prepared to defend this land that was built by slaves, a land that was built by indigenous people, a land that is built by workers? Are you prepared to defend this land? The people united will always prevail. I need you all to stand firm, to stand strong. If this
nigga, please. Is your punk ass ready to defend this land? Is your punk ass ready to defend this land? How are you defending this land? Are you ready to go up against them YNs that's running around with switches, running around with semi-autos, dirty guns that they got from God knows where? You over there ramping up, trying to get these people riled up to do something, to vote for no police presence, no extra police presence. That's you. You're doing this. You're talking about, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to, nigga, are you ready? Because what you've been doing so far has not been working. Period. Shane, this is why, brother. This is why, man. I cannot be, you know how you got a pastor that comes out and he preach every Sunday, and then on Monday nights, Bible study, and then Wednesday nights and Friday, and then Sunday again. Bro, I'll be able to do that. You know what I mean? I'll be able to do something like that. I'll be able to pray and make sure my scripture are ready, make sure my heart is in the right place, and make sure that the people who are supposed to receive a word from the Lord receive a word from the Lord, from a man of God. I can do that right there. But coming up here and paying attention to these politicians who go in front of these cameras and act as if they are doing something to help, doing something to fix the situation in their cities. Yo, it's bull sugar honey iced tea. I can't do, like, bro. See, he's grandstanding in front of these people, acting like he got the answers. You don't, bro.
to stand strong if this president decides to continue to break this constitution oath? Are you prepared to defend this land that was built by slaves, a land that was built by indigenous people, a land that is built by workers? Are you prepared to defend this land?
This dude is getting on my damn nerves. Fox News did an article. I mean, well, they did an interview with some people, some residents from Chicago. Let's hear if they're speaking the same rhetoric that that Chicago's mayor Johnson is speaking.
It's just gone from bad to worse to disaster.
No one really feels safe. It's impossible to feel safe in a city like this, especially with the leadership we have.
These kids are carrying guns like around the ages of 8 years old, and they're killing other 8-year-old kids with guns. It's insane.
My opinion, not enough police officers. The police officers' hands are tied.
So the police is really unappreciative for offhand under Brandon Johnson, Lori Lightfoot, J.B. Priester. Those are three are the reason why nobody want to be a police.
Their policies when it comes to crime is not working at all.
I think the biggest piece of the pie has to be more police officers, more protection. That's what the people want.
It's just gone from bad to worse too.
It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Because people who actually give a damn and try to do something about it, they get ostracized. People who are not impacted stay in a comfortable space away from that area, and that they just want to be a part of a movement. They want to be a part of history. You know, they want to be in pictures where they're holding up signs and they're marching so that they can show their kids and their grandkids, you know, at their comfortable barbecues and whatnot. That, look what I was just now in the city of Chicago. Yeah, me and your mom, we was out there just yesterday. We was protesting so that they can stop shooting each other. No, you weren't protesting so they can stop shooting each other. If you want to protest so that they can stop shooting each other, damn going downtown and fussing at the politicians. Go to the cities where they're shooting each other. That right there will tell me that you're really about that life. If you want to stop them from shooting each other, go to the cities where they're actually running around with the switches and shooting each other. Shut down traffic over there. Because at the end of the day, none of this stuff is going to work. They see that. So I'm just going to say this because I know I might seem a little naive when it comes to some of these topics because I don't study them as much as some of the people who get on their soapboxes and say that Trump is trying to instill fear in the hearts of American citizens who live in these areas, and he's trying to instill fear in the black and brown community by bringing out the DEA at mass or the National Guards at mass, like a whole bunch of them out there coming to search your cars and pat people down for no reason, all that other stuff. This is a state of emergency. So do I give a damn about us being, what's the word? I'm looking for the word, guys. Inconvenienced by their presence and by the force that they're showing, if it mean that they're going to stop people from getting shot. In DC, and I live in this area, they are running up on people's streets where they see like 8, 9 people hanging out, where they know that they always hang out. And they're just going to look down, look behind the bushes between them to see if they threw a gun behind them, see if they got some drugs. They're looking in their cars through the windows with flashlights to see if they see anything visible. Like, do we see any guns? Do we see anything like that? So we're showing people that we're here. And guess what happened? It's almost been 2 weeks now. It probably has been 2 weeks. But I think they almost gone 2 weeks with absolutely no shootings. None. That's impressive. That right there tells me that somebody actually gives a damn. So if they got to inconvenience people in order to stop people from killing each other, then I'm going to vote for inconvenience. And it's only temporary, but they're trying to say he's trying to turn to a mainstay. He's trying to turn this country into one of those type of countries where you always have the National Guard out there or DEA and the police always in your face. It shouldn't have to be that way. But guess what? If it weren't for the effed up communities that we allow this type of nonsense to fester in and to grow in, we wouldn't have to deal with National Guard or the DEA coming out there by the hundreds to stop people from shooting. When they leave, when Trump say, okay, I'm happy with the way things look, and we don't need the DEA anymore. Y'all can go ahead and do whatever y'all was doing before. Y'all got other cases to solve and all this other stuff. What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Crime is going to spike back up because that don't change the mentality. Right now, I mean, criminals aren't stupid. Criminals not dumb. Criminals are outside to make money and to hurt their opposition so that they can make more money and live whatever type of life they want to live. If they see a whole bunch of police out there, they're not going to commit any crime. As soon as the police and the DEA and everybody leave, they're going to start committing their crime again. But I'm thankful for the time being that they stopped with the crime. Here's the thing. The citizens need to get used to this. The people who live in those areas, they need to get used to this. And they need to realize who's on their side. Who is actually making moves to stop all of this senseless killing. And as soon as they decide that, then they'll start voting that way. And then real change happens. They'll get out of that robotic, well, I'm black and I vote this way. I'm from the hood, I vote this way. And they will vote for their interests. They will remember when they go to the voting booth, they will remember who helped them out. And that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. So MSNBC actually reported on this. Check this out, man, because usually, and there's the only reason why I highlighted this is because MSNBC don't usually report on matters like this. When I heard the number 54, I said, was it 50? Like, how does these numbers keep on lifting up? Like, what's going on? Is he inflating the numbers? Are they giving them inflated numbers? And he's getting out there and saying, did you see? It was 78 people that was killed, that was shot over in Chicago. That's why we need more police presence. Like, because it's politics, bro. But it was actually 50 something. Check this out right here. Your guys over here on MSNBC, they reported it too.
In Chicago over the weekend, at least 54 people were shot. This is just over Labor Day weekend, 7 killed. Several of the incidents were mass shootings with multiple victims at a single scene. In one instance, a teenage girl was hit with a stray bullet. The violence comes as President Trump threatens to send federal agents and National Guard troops to Chicago to quell the crime there, despite objections from the city's mayor, Brandon Johnson, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Unfortunately, Joe, this is not unusual in Chicago, which has been plagued by gun violence for generations, not years, for generations.
54 people shot this weekend in Chicago, 7 killed. I mean, and those numbers just keep popping.
Those numbers, those are people, bro. They're people. Those numbers keep on. Those numbers have been lifted for generations. Hey, come in. Those numbers have been lifted for generations. Yeah, those are people being shot, hot metal, hot lead in their bodies from playing whatever type of war games they want to play. And then innocent people like the little teenage girl caught astray. Do you know how many babies have been shot catching stray bullets? Sometimes they're outside and sometimes they're in their homes. It happened to a family member of mine. She was hanging out with her dad, I believe. Her dad and her mom, I believe. And they were hanging out on MLK Avenue in Southeast. And they were outside of a store. Just so happened to be the wrong place at the wrong time. People pulled up, started shooting, and the baby girl was killed. The baby was killed. That's the thing too. These sucker ass cowards who are running around shooting each other, they're not even man enough to get out on foot and go up to the person that they are looking for, go up to their target. No, they're so pressed to get away. They want to shoot somebody, but they don't want to get caught for the crime. It's like, so they just drive by and just shoot aimlessly, or they run by and they shoot aimlessly. And then they hop in a car and just skirt off. Didn't even shoot the person that they was trying to shoot, who was probably another criminal or probably another gangster. They shot the damn kid or somebody's grandkid. These are actual people, man. This is why I like discussing this, like just giving y'all the real, my real perspective on these topics. But bro, it pisses me the hell off I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say, but I am surprised that MSNBC reported on it. I'm very much surprised that MSNBC reported on it. Brandon Johnson, I hope he gets it together, man, because right now what you're doing over there, bro, is some bull sugar honey iced tea. It's some bull sugar honey iced tea. And what's about to happen to your city, you need it. You need it. For real. Sonny Hostin. So you know how Sonny Hostin on The View is always playing the race card because that's something that she does. That's something that's encouraged on her network and on her show that she's a part of, that she's a panelist for, encouraging people to play the race card and the gender card is highly encouraged. Well, check this out. She's saying that voter suppression is happening around this country in black and brown areas, because now we're asking people to come with their driver's licenses, their IDs. You got to have a driver's ID in order to vote. I want you to hear something this right here, this young man right here, this brother, oh my gosh, he is about to completely murder Sonny Hostin. If you have not seen this yet, this is going to be a treat. Thank you again, guys, for pulling up and clicking the play button. Hopefully you hit that like button as well. And make sure you share this bad boy. And if you share it on X, shout out to all my people on X that always share my stuff. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate you all. See, I got a crew everywhere now, man. Shout out to my people on Kick and on Twitch. Y'all are dope. And then mainly my people on YouTube. These are my people right here. My folk on YouTube, my blues and my greens. Thank y'all. Check this out, man. Sonny Hostin is about to get her tail handed to her.
The reason Democrats don't want voter ID is because they make it much more difficult for elderly people, people that don't travel, don't have a passport, poor people, that don't have cars, don't have driver's licenses. It's sort of a vestige of post-slavery laws where Black people had to prove their right to vote. And oftentimes they couldn't vote because they couldn't pass some crazy test or they didn't have the appropriate ID. It also affects women that are married. Maybe your passport reflects something that's different on your birth certificate or on your driver's license. The bottom line is voter suppression. And I agree with him 100%.
This is why nobody takes you people seriously, and you will keep losing elections. You need an ID to get a job. You need an ID to open up a checking or savings account with your bank. You need an ID to buy alcohol, something that poor people are no stranger to. You need an ID to get into a club. You need an ID to fly on a plane, to purchase certain over-the-counter medicines, to check into a hotel, to purchase a gun legally, to enter certain government buildings. You need an ID for health insurance. You need an ID to go to certain concerts, to apply for a credit card, to adopt a pet, to donate blood. You need an ID for a multitude of things, everyday things. But voting is where we should draw the line. Unless the people in question are the most low IQ, volitionless, non-sentient beings of all time, which it's clear that you all believe that, getting an ID should be no issue at all. So I wonder, why else would you be so against it? Intriguing.
She's so against it because this is the play. This dude hit it spot on. He hit it spot on. Check this out right here. All right, so he said you need an ID to apply for a job. You need an ID to apply for a checkings and savings account inside of a bank. You need an ID to purchase liquor and alcohol, which most poor people do on a daily basis. A daily basis. How in the hell are they able to buy so much liquor? There is a liquor store on every single corner in most neighborhoods in urban communities, period. And in the country, there's a liquor store every daggone where. But they make sure that they buy that. You need an ID to get in the club. Who do you think all of these people are in this club right now? Do you think that they're people who will be who their target is? This is their target audience. The people that they claim will be suppressed. Their votes will be suppressed because they need to have an ID. Well, in order for these people to get to the club, whether they were poor or not, they found a ride. They found a way. In order for them to get to the club and get in, all of these poor people that Sonny Hostin is speaking up for, they needed to have money for entry to get in. And then when they went to the bar to order their drink, they had to show ID in order to get their drink. They don't just say, oh, you're inside the bar now. You're inside the club now, so I'm going to serve everybody. No, they still make sure that they cover their own asses and ask you for an ID. How many of you guys inside of the chat, please let me know in the chat right now, just with a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you are, if you still get carded when you order a drink at a restaurant or bar. And give me your age beside it if you're not afraid to put your age beside it. They still ask for your ID. To get medicine, you got to show an ID. To get a gun, you got to show an ID. Queen B is 50 years old. She still gets carded. 46 years old. 54 years old, 47, still gets carded. 36 gets carded. Still get carded. To go to a concert, gets carded. Louis B. Fishing, 33, they card him all the time. 41, John Horton, carded. Vaping, 55, gets carded. Every single time. 53, still getting carded. 55, getting carded. Like, come on now. If you really want it, you're going to get it. 61 years old and still gets carded. 68, and they still say, man, I see your ID, and you just look at them and be like, oh, are you sweet? You're so sweet. You know what I'm talking about? Like, how many times y'all be inside of a restaurant, right? And you know that you look older than 18. You look older than 21. You're fully gray. You don't have any black hair left in your head. And they still ask you for your ID. And you be like, oh, you're so sweet. Here's my ID, honey. And it's actually an inconvenience at this point because look at me. Clearly, I'm of age to be able to drink. But these restaurants and these bars, they need to cover their tails in the event of whatever may happen. So they got to cover their tails and they card us. And we give it to them happily because we want to partake in whatever we want to partake in. How come it's not the same for? Here's the thing. They try to make their voters out to be stupid. They try to make their voters out to be just, they can't do anything on their own. We need to spoon feed all of you guys. And that's not the case. When I went to go vote when I voted for president this time, my very first time voting for a Republican president, a Republican candidate ever. And I went there with my ID out. I had my driver's license out. And I walked up to them black ladies that was sitting down there, ready to give me my information. And I was about to give them my driver's license. And they waved me off. They was like, oh, no. You don't need that. You put that away. Go ahead, put that away. I was like, okay. Put it in my card. Put it back in my wallet. Because maybe, I don't need it. I guess it's inconvenience. But they was trying to set a tone. The tone that they were setting was that driver's license represents voter suppression. And the fact that you have it out tells us that you are for voter suppression. Put it away, because if anybody else sees it, they're going to think that they have to use it as well. And we are against voter suppression here. All of us black women. So I put it away. But as you can clearly see, these bartenders and these servers at these restaurants, bro, they don't care if we are 40, 50, 60, 70. They are doing their jobs and they are asking for IDs, identification. They don't check the back and all that other stuff and try to make sure it's real or fake and all that other. Like, they don't do all of that, but they make sure that they put in their hand, they look at it, look at us, and they give it back. Put in their hand, look at it, look at us, and give it back, because they're doing their due diligence. And that's the same thing that needs to happen when it comes to voting. And that's the same thing that is happening. Sorry about my rant. I still love you. Man, much love to you too. And thank you so much for your rant. Renee Suzanne gifted 5 memberships. Guys, take advantage of those memberships. And Renee, thank you so much for being so dope. I appreciate you. Errol's daughter, the political and judicial systems are eliminating American lives, and hope by 1,000 cuts of compassion. We need consequences, not compassion. I absolutely agree with that. We need consequences, not compassion. And if it's expired, you are screwed too. You see that? You see that? If it's expired, you don't get your drink. You'd be like, but look at me. Clearly, I got all grades. You mean tell me that I can... You trying to figure out a way to explain to them that I don't need to show you my driver's license, bro. Just give me my drink. There you have it, man. It's ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Shout out to this young man. I don't know his name. I need to find his name. Who is this? What's this young guy's name? Somebody need to tag him. Somebody need to tag cuz. Check this out right here. It says, I don't know of a single black person that don't have ID. She cites women that are married. What's the first thing she need to get married? What's the first thing she need to get married after she gets the dress? I don't even understand that, but okay. Anyone who thinks it's bad to require ID to vote is a special kind of stupid. It's normal basically everywhere on earth. And the only reason you'd want to not have it is so you can commit voter fraud. This is what it is, man. People are stupid. People not as dumb as they think we are. They really aren't. They really aren't. So Scott Jennings just now said he just now got off the phone with President Trump. A lot of people have been trying to figure out, where is he? Is he okay? You know what I mean? How's he doing? Is he sick? Is he still here? Is he walking around with a clone like Biden was and all that other stuff? Well, Scott Jennings just now said he just got off the phone with him.
It will be a disaster if that is lost for our country. Our country will be weak, pathetic, and not rich. It will be, I've put us in a position, even negotiating. I negotiated 7 peace deals because I was able to use tariffs. Without tariffs, many of those deals, half of those deals, I wouldn't have been able to do. It gives us tremendous negotiating power. It gives us tremendous economic power. And it's the same exact thing that they've done to us for 30 years, and they're still doing it. If that decision would be lost, it would be an economic disaster for the United States. The United States will be the richest country. If we lose that decision, we'll be one of the very poor countries.
Did y'all hear what he said? Trump almost said United States will be the richest company.
The richest country.
Did y'all hear that?
Country.
Y'all heard that, right? United States will be the richest company.
For the United States. The United States will be the richest country. If we lose that decision, we'll be one of the very poor countries. It will be a disaster.
Hey, man, shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump. And shout out to Scott Jennings for getting him on the phone, because a lot of people have been wondering, where is he? We need to see his face. We need to hear his voice. At 2 p.m., he's supposed to be addressing the nation, I believe. Him and or J.D. Vance is supposed to be addressing the nation. I'm unsure whether or not he's ill, if he's fallen ill, if he's or anything like that. But we will know shortly. We will know shortly. And although he almost said company, we are actually a corporation, not a company. I believe that there's some distinct differences, but essentially it's the same. We operate as, as a corporation. All right. We operate as a company. All right. And we look out for our people as a country. All right. Because y'all already know all the specifics about that. And I'm appreciative that he is doing what he has to do to preserve our stance, our standing, our global standing as a country. For real. I appreciate that. All right. So let me see here. Hold on one second. This isn't it. So Rudy Giuliani just now he just now got nominated for an award by President Donald Trump. And when he was nominated for this award, I didn't know exactly why he was getting this award. I'm like, okay, Rudy Giuliani, in my opinion, I do realize that he was just now in a bad accident, but I don't think he deserves no award. Like, what's the point? And some people broke it down to me because I asked them. I mean, that's something that I do. I'm not just going to jump on here and be like, he don't deserve no award. He sucks and this, that, and the other. You got to understand, if I was Democrat my entire life, how did the Democrats treat Rudy Giuliani? Why were they so pissed off at him? One main reason is because he had Trump's back. he had Trump's back. When it came to 9/11, everyone loved Rudy Giuliani. And I remember that. When it came to 9/11, this dude handled it like a boss, man. He was all over it. He was making sure that everybody was on point. And he was getting help down there as fast as possible. And I don't know, I'm not a New Yorker, so I can't say if he handled it correct or not. But based off what I saw, he jumped to action and he made sure he took care of it. And they're saying also that before he became the mayor, that the crime rate was extremely high, astronomically high. And then he took it down to record low numbers as far as the murders and all those things. So he's given Trump, Trump put this out there. He said, as president of the United States of America, I am pleased to announce that Rudy Giuliani, the greatest mayor in the history of New York City and an equally great American patriot, will receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, our country's highest civilian honor. Details as to time and place to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. All right, so when he put that out there, everyone started celebrating it and everything. And obviously, I did what I do. I said, someone help a brother out. What's so great about Rudy? I mean, I wish him a speedy recovery and all because he was just now in the car accident. But what has he done to deserve whatever Trump created for him? And by whatever Trump created for him, I'm talking about this Presidential Medal of Freedom. And people pulled up and they started giving me information of what he's done. Some people, let me see. Hold on one second. My brother right here, he says, bruh, in my opinion, and I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but I want y'all to see this. It says, here we go. It says, bruh, in my opinion, these awards are given out by presidents to people who have supported the president of that time or to people who cross political divides and benefits all of American kind. Some people who have received this award did great things, but others were just a good friend, neighbor, person that the president knew or became aware of. Some people now are petitioning him to give one to Thomas Sowell and others. With this award, they gain no extra rights or leadership value, just recognition by the president of the time of a job they felt was good and laudable. Rudy was America's mayor. At the time, New York was terrible, and he was credited with rapidly changing that. Just my 2 pennies. Shout out to my brother N. Simpson. I appreciate you breaking that down like that, brother. Thank you so much. Also, because people was fired up and they was really telling me, yo, this is what he's done. They were saying when he became the mayor of New York City, they were seeing 2,200 murders per year. 22,200 murders per year. When he was term limited, it was down to less than 600 per year. That's why. When you hear stuff like that, you only hear stuff like this when you ask. For real. I asked the question and people came through. Somebody else says, well, by 30 years old, Giuliani was the third highest ranking prosecutor in the state. He didn't just go after the mob. He went after politicians who took their money. That took actual balls in the 80s when the mob had everyone in their pockets. As mayor, he appointed Bratton. The rest is history. So people are giving me some nuggets, man. People are giving me some nuggets. America's mayor after 9/11. He was the mayor that turned New York around right before the accident. Apparently, and I didn't know anything about this, but it says right before the accident, he helped a woman that was involved in a domestic violence situation. He was also doing the right stuff when he was mayor of New York City. It was a sugar honey iced tea hole before he took over. And that's why people are saying that he deserved it. Me, I'm still trying to figure this thing out, man. But it sounds good, man, based off of what they're saying. He was the mayor that turned New York City around. No one else could do that, could do what he did in New York. And he was the hero during 9/11, Twin Towers attack. During the time, he was known as America's mayor. He also has been very loyal to MAGA and President Trump. And he knew about the stolen election 2020, and he began to fight it, which most people wouldn't do. And they went after him and sued his pants off. And now he just got in a car accident and broke his spine. So he's a true patriot, a loyal friend of the president for years. And while everyone was charging against Trump, but he's also been an American icon in his later years who got trashed and almost killed himself. So yeah. So apparently he deserves it. Everyone's saying, yo, he deserves it, man. He's a badass. He's an American badass. So shout out to him. So that being said, we wish him a speedy recovery, and yeah. And you know how people say 9/11 was an inside job? I also say that black people were not brought over here from Africa to become slaves. I don't believe that at all. Not one cotton picking bit. I don't believe that. And people go at me all the time for saying that, but I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. Could y'all answer me a question? Because y'all are very intelligent. Could y'all answer me a question? How long can a human being go, and I'm talking about days, without drinking water? And then also answer, how long is a boat ride from Africa to the United States? People can go 3 days, 7 days without drinking water. All right. Now, how long is a boat ride from the United States to Africa? And I'm talking about back in those times when we were actually just want to know. Yeah. So can y'all please make that make sense? All stacked up on top of each other and side by side. No one's been fed. No one's getting any water. Depends on the wind. Jared's hilarious, man. Jared's funny. He got 9 dogs too. All right, so there was already a group of people here. Those were the natives. The natives, according to history, were unalived and subjugated to a certain space in the United States so that they can just have their own. But they already knew how to till the land. They were already growing fruit and vegetable. They knew how to do everything when it comes to United States. Well, it wasn't the United States then, but they already knew how to do everything that African slaves would do. If we go over there and we grab a few and we bring them over here to build our nation, how come they weren't the slaves? How come they were left alone and settlers went out of their way to get a whole group of people from another country to bring them over? And they somehow survived that trip and still had the strength to take care of foreign lands. Please make that make sense. If you are a thinking person, I honestly don't believe, and hopefully you don't feel like I'm attacking you, because I'm not. I do realize that history teaches us things, and we're very astute. A lot of you guys are very intelligent, extremely educated, and I'm not attacking you when I say this. But I don't consider you a free thinker if you automatically believe that story without questioning it. I don't question it. And I believe that if the United States were to admit that a certain group of people were native to this land, based off of the rules, those people wouldn't have to pay taxes. So it would behoove us as a nation to act as if they came from foreign lands and were migrated into this country. Ain't no way in the damn world am I believing that story. Sorry, not sorry. I don't believe it. I don't believe I don't believe I come from slaves that was brought here from Africa at all. Is that important for you to debate or have a conversation about? No, you probably don't look like me and wonder these types of things. Me, I think about it often. I think about it often. I believe it would serve our country better if they acted as if you were from a foreign land. Like even the people who came here on the Mayflower. If you were indigenous to this land, if you were already here, then you wouldn't have to pay taxes on the land. Back in the days, we used to fight so we not had to pay taxes at all. But in order to fight wars, they needed funding. And that's how we started to pay taxes. They needed funding. And they needed everybody to participate. And when it worked once, it worked twice, it worked 4 times, and then they just made it a mainstay. And it kept increasing and increasing and increasing. And now we're stuck like truck. And we're stuck like Chuck in the pickup truck right now. Because some of you came here on the Mayflower and I came here on daggone, I don't know, some slave ship. What if we were all native to this land? If we were all native to this land, then we wouldn't fall. We wouldn't have to pay taxes to this land. Now, paying taxes to this land has actually benefited us because we got the best country in the world right now because of it. Partially because of it. Like everybody pitching in and then being able to help manage the country with our funding and reinvest it and, put people to work, create job opportunities, all those things. I mean, I'm sure there's thousands of benefits that come from it, but I think that we've been lied to for an extremely long time. And it's kind of silly that we debate the stupidest things in the world, but we never really focus on the things that could really change our lives forever. I don't think I'm an ancestor of a slave. I mean, of an African, brought here for the slave trade. I don't think I don't think those are my ancestors at all. But we will never know the whole truth because the way that information was documented back then, only the people who protected those documents know the truth. And it's sad. It sucks. And I think lies and is what's keeping us down. And we're always battling, trying to figure out who's the best, who's the strongest, who was done the worst. which of us were the slaves and which of us were beneficiaries of the slave trade. And I think it's all crazy. I think it's all wild. Even during our ancestry, somebody said do your ancestry. Even during your ancestry, it's like the genealogy thing. Y'all believe in that? Like, do you really believe in that? Like you believe that there's some Africans who are participating in this and saying, yo, yeah, we want 23andMe to be able to track our bloodline all the way back to nah. Say, oh, you're from this, that, and the other. I mean, nah, I don't believe in that. I mean, although I've done it, me and my family, we have done it, but I don't really buy into it too much. What's going on, MJ? Shout out to MJ, man. Check this out. And I believe this 1000%. Anyone who believes the history they teach us is fact, think again. Because it's his story. Whose story? Whose story is his story? History came from somewhere. His story. Who is him? Who is the his we're talking about? Somebody created that mess, fed it to us, and we became indoctrinated by it. It's just as simple as this. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is indoctrination. Every single holiday that we celebrate is indoctrination. Feeling like we can't have a good day if we don't have coffee is indoctrination. Feeling like our bones won't be strong unless we drink some milk is indoctrination. Feeling like we need bacon and eggs in the morning and we need a burger and fries in the afternoon and a steak and potatoes in the evening is indoctrination. They tell us exactly what they want us to do, when they want us to do it, how they want us to do it. And we teach our children and our children teach their children and so forth and so on. And we're all indoctrinated. And we think that we're free thinkers and we're actually not. We're just playing into whatever they told us to play into. We do whatever they tell us to do and we don't question it. And it sucks. And I got an issue with it. And I'm not one of those guys that have read all of these history books and whatnot. I haven't. I'm just being honest with you. I need my coffee, man. I need my coffee. Where's my coffee? Just like a lot of people say that they need their drinks. They need their liquor. They need their alcohol. They need their weed. Like I know people who are just mean. And they will say it's because they ain't smoked their weed today. I haven't smoked yet, man. That's it. And you be like, yeah, once you smoke, you'll be all right. What? Even when it comes to prayer in the Bible, like you want to talk about more indoctrination? Yeah. There's a spiritual indoctrination on us all as well. Has us fighting with other nations that our spiritual indoctrination is better than their spiritual indoctrination. Our God is better than their God. Our faith is better than their faith. Sucks, man. It's horrible. It's horrible how we played each other and how we continue to get played. And we never question it. We never freaking question it. And here's the thing. Hold on. Somebody said something. Hold on 1 second. The biggest problem. Check this out. Check this out. You know that this, and even this right here is indoctrination. There's just looking at the first line of this. And I love that you're educated enough to point this out, but you're educated by people who want you to believe exactly what you just now said. The biggest problem is that blacks were sold by their own people. Is that the biggest problem? Yet they refuse to believe it. They believe others for the history of slavery. Follow the facts. The truth will set them free. What's the facts we need to follow? That the black Africans sold the white man some black Africans? Okay. Again, I don't believe that. Call me crazy, man. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I'm thinking with my ding-a-ling. Maybe I'm thinking with my gat dag on ding-a-ling. I believe this right here. My ancestry are indigenous of ancient. I believe that. I believe most of us are stupid because they trained us to be that way. And intelligence just means that we're able to play their game at a high level and communicate their language at a high level and navigate through this world believing that we're one of the top, we're one of the smartest, brightest, and all that other BS, man. We are not. We're just the best of the imbeciles. We're the best of the idiots. We're the fastest and the strongest and the sharpest of the idiots. We're the fastest sheep. We're the smartest and most cunning sheep. Everyone who took part in our history are gone now. No one knows anything really. It's all perspective, like playing the telephone game. Yep. Yep. 1000%. And honestly, I think we do ourselves a disservice too by always separating ourselves black, white, brown, yellow, green, blue, orange, you name it. I think that's stupid too. I think it's dumb as hell. I'm so that right there, I think it's dumb as hell that we're always separating black issues, white issues. We stay in a plot of land and we all follow the same rules in this plot of land. And the people who started the rules, I believe at one time they was extremely biased toward people who look like them. And everybody else who played along, they were able to partake. But we're going to make sure that for whatever reason, that we are always on top. So whenever you hear people talking about systemic racism, systemic this, systemic that, that's all they're talking about. People from back in the day who want things to work and play out for the people that they know and trust and love. They wanted them to be on top all the time. And you know what? I believe that happened. I believe it happened. But I don't believe that got in the way of us being happy, of us being successful, of us scaling to new heights, of us being able to teach other generations behind us how to do it better than we've ever done it, how to be a good example. You know what I mean? It's just all of those things. Once you start having children, excuses are over. They're out the door. Like, because you are responsible for a new life at this point. But the way things were back in the day, in this country and many others, was effed up. Effed up. But that's how things had to be. The way that you got land back in the day was by taking it from somebody else. That's how you got land. You took it from somebody else and you made their people slaves to the land. And if you weren't strong enough to defend your land, you lost it. That's how it worked. And that's why I don't believe in this whole slave trade thing, because white people took over this land from natives based off of history. Just based off of history. White people took this land from natives who were black and brown people, right? People that look like me. They were red people. They called them red. They were red, right? And instead of making them slaves, they decided that we would just put you in this part of the country. Like we would just, y'all can only be here. We're not going to mess with you. We're going to go to another foreign land and take their people and bring them over here. Because since they're black, they can be outside longer and they can till the land and they can do cotton and all this other stuff. Bull, sugar, honey, iced tea. I do not buy it. I'm going to need like a Thomas Sowell or somebody that can really be like, yo, my great aunt was there when it happened and she actually recorded the whole thing. They didn't notice she recorded it, but she recorded the whole thing. I don't believe none of that mess. Why does NASA own the rights to most of the Grand Canyon? Why do they, NASA, StreamYard has lost access to my Kick account. We recovered it. Why do they own the rights to the inside of the Great Pyramids? Why haven't we gone back to the moon? What do you mean we can't go back to? You starting stuff, bro. Did you know that the NRA was started basically for black people? I mean, well, they say that the police was started basically for black people. Did you know that? They saying that the police was started basically for black people. Not for, but against. Like they were the Klan. They were the guys that stood on the outside, the outskirts of the fields to make sure that nobody escaped. And then when they build up, so it's so much stuff that we can discuss, but it's like, who's telling the truth? How far does the truth go? We are all fed bull, sugar, honey, iced tea, and we eat it up like it's the best vitamins in the world, man. We just eat it up. And then we regurgitate it to people behind us as if it's pure fact, and it's not. I don't know, man. This whole thing is just crazy. All right. So that was fun. All right, guys. Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna need y'all to sign up for YouTube coaching, man. And I know a lot of people are like, man, I ain't doing no YouTube. I ain't doing no YouTube. I'm gonna let you know this. You can go through YouTube right now. You will look at all of the YouTube gurus, right? And I'm certain that none of them will tell you the fastest way to grow on YouTube. Why do you want to do it the fastest way? You want to do it the fastest way because once you grow to monetization, now you can start to consistently create the type of content that you enjoy. That's you, all you. Like we're just witnesses of your life, of your life journey, where it's going next. Me, I plan on doing some huge things with these platforms. I've fallen many times on these platforms. I've gone from averaging 2,000 views per video to averaging 50,000 to 70,000 views per video. I've had live streams do 1 million views in a day, which was nuts. So many things have happened on this channel. But I've learned a whole hell of a lot. And that's why I'm working with people, because I started this channel because I wanted to figure out all of the keys and all of the tricks so that I can give them back to people. That's why it's called likes, follows, and retweets. Way back then, I looked at this as the new currency, because it is. So that's why you have little 18-year-old white girls on OnlyFans making the same amount of money that LeBron James make annually playing in the NBA. And he's the richest player in the NBA, making $50 million a season. Whereas you have young white girls, young black girls, you name it, but mostly white girls on OnlyFans showing their body parts and pouring milk on their feet in slow motion for whoever's on the other side of that camera paying a subscription. They've learned to tap into the cheat code. All right. So I want to show y'all some things, man. Y'all need to start your own YouTube channels, every single last one of you. And when you run into a bump in the road, because you will, I want you to reach out to me with the word coach so that we can work together. All right. I'm going to give you the same exact play that we give to everyone else that works with us. All right. We have some superstars. We have a few right now inside of the chat who are doing their thing. Shout out to WTF for real. Shout out to Nanny's Take on the World. Shout out to Renee Suzanne. They are killing. So many people around the internet right now who are using the information that we've given them, and they're doing some phenomenal things. So if you're 40, 50, 60 years old, it does not matter. You're not too old. You're not one of these teeny boppers that need to be doing dances and making up TikTok moves and all this other stuff in order to be successful. You don't have to be half naked while you're cooking meals, trying to appease people with your sexuality. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be some super intelligent individual that's just putting all these type of wisdoms all over the internet. You don't have to do that either. You already lived a life that's worth, that has many tricks and secrets and accomplishments that you can pass on to somebody else and allow us to not bump our heads on the same barriers and walls that you've bumped yours on, because you're reaching back and you're helping out. A lot of you are extremely blessed. And as the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. Most of you have a lot that you were blessed with. Now it's time for you to give that back. And you can do it through social media, through content creation. I believe so anyway. You're like, I don't want to be a part of that. Well, you are. When you're in the chat and you're talking to other people on a daily basis who enjoy content from content creators, you can also be a content creator yourself. All we do is give our opinion on topics going on around the world. You guys are extremely opinionated. Only thing you have to do is get on the camera and be opinionated. And at least you'll make money then. And you'll grow a following then. And you can build a brand and potentially turn this into a business of your own. So I'm just saying, it's a possibility. All right. My 2 pennies could potentially make you thousands. Shout out to Jeff. Facts Coach Van's class works. Man, I need to talk to you, Jeff. I need to talk to you, brother. And it's a moneymaker if you follow the play. Don't wait. Sign up today. The only thing holding you back from being successful on white people is you. On YouTube is you. Hey, thank you so much for the commercial, Yankee Jeff. This brother is so daggone cool. He helped me out in a bad spot one time, man. He really blessed me, man. This brother right here is a good dude for real. And to say there's a lot of black people out here who believe that there's no such thing as good white people because they're white. Y'all niggas are retarded. I'm sorry. Y'all are ridiculous. Okay? Y'all people are ridiculous. Sorry for saying the other thing I said, but I mean it. Because people will look at your skin and believe that that defines who you are, and it does not. It does not. Like when I'm walking down the street and I see a whole bunch of white people, I don't even notice if they're clutching their pearls or if they're walking across the street when they see me and all that. I don't pay attention enough. I can care less. Like, that's your business. If you have biases, that's your business. I ain't got no biases. I got biases. That's a lie. I have biases, but they're not white, black biases. They're other types of biases. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if somebody's not taking care of their family, I look at them a different type of way. If somebody beat kids and women, I look at them another type of way. I'm biased against you. People who grape anyone, like sexually assault anyone, like just take, nah. That's why I'm so pissed off when I saw Jean Carroll's video where she was talking to Anderson Cooper or whatever his name is. And she says, some people think grape is sexy. Aren't you a victim, lady? Then she was bragging about what she was going to do with all her money and who she was going to give millions of dollars to. She looks at it like a complete game. I'm like, she is, that's a hell of a way to be a victim. I don't know, but I'm not saying she is. I'm not saying she isn't, but she just doesn't sound like it. She don't look like it. She don't pass the smell test to me. But at the end of the day, I got some information for you if you want it. If you don't want it, cool. But you can always send somebody my way if you believe that they need it. If you know somebody that's trying to get into content creation, let them know that you know a guy and you wouldn't be lying. Be like, yeah, I know a guy. I do know a guy. But if you feel like, yo, this is not even an interest of mine, so leave it alone, I can't. It's because once you find that the well is filled with some type of magical water, something that heals your body, heals your soul, something that blesses you and your family, you got to tell people. And I've learned some things, and I'm realizing that there is a well that can bless somebody. So yeah, tired of BSing. All right. Thank y'all guys for pulling up. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. I'll see y'all on the next live stream. All of my blues and greens, y'all are dope. Everybody who submitted a super chat went the extra mile. Thank you so much. For everyone who participated in the chat respectfully with one another, thank you so much. I really appreciate that as well. And for everybody that needs any type of assistance with content creation, make sure you reach out to me either via email or go through the course that's in the very first link in the descriptions under my YouTube video. I look forward to having a conversation with you. I'm about to go fix some things that are in my life and hopefully make things better. All right. Don't forget to like and share this video if you haven't already. All right. Like and share this video. See y'all next time. And Shane, shout out to you, brother. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age. I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week. And you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.